Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we're doing something very scary. And by we, I mean me. And I'm doing it for you guys because I love you all. Basically, I decided a long time ago I ranked all the American Girls in my collection. Well, now there's 75 of them and that's just really super impossible. So we're not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to pick out my top 10 favorite AGs in my collection as of August 1st, 2023. So I just did 10 because, you know, like, that's the top 10, okay? We could possibly do 13 if I really can't make up my mind because that's the Taylor Swift number. But anyway, we will see. This is gonna be very hard. I will be including historicals, Gaudis, Truly Me's, World by Us, and customs. I think that's all I have in my collection. I don't have any create your owns, but I'm scared some of these obviously will go all the way back to my childhood. Others may be ones that have been purchased this year. So I haven't done it yet. That's why this intro is taking forever, because I'm nervous to actually do it. So, and I'm sitting in front of them now and I'm going to pull them individually so you cannot tell who is, you know, coming up next, if that makes sense, if you know the collection really well. So these are not the top 10 best dolls American Girl has created, obviously, because we have customs thrown in there, and this is 100% my opinion on my own personal collection. If you want to share your favorite doll in my collection, please feel free to do so. That would be really, really cool to see which dolls of mine you guys enjoy seeing. But if there are dolls in here like historical, Truly Me, Girl of the Year, anything like that, that American Girl, you know, actually sells and stuff, and you are like, you have that doll, why isn't she on this list? Like, this is 100% my collection, my own personal opinion. These are my dolls. Everything about this is just my own personal opinion. So a lot of it is going to be sentimentality based. So with that out of the way, I'm going to go make this list of my top 10 American Girls in my collection as of summer 2023. Please wish me luck. I'm scared. It has been done and it was not pleasant, but really quickly, honorable mentions do go to Socorro, Primrose, London, and Remy. So this will be a top 13. We're going to start with 13 and work our way all the way to number 1. Again, just my opinion on the dolls in my own personal collection. If you're offended by this, I will pray for you because that really shouldn't even bother you at all. Anywho, I will say, out of 75 dolls, coming in 13th place is not a bad thing at all. And we do have a good mix. We've got a good mix of things. I think we have everything except maybe one line, actually 2, but we'll get into that. In spot number 13 is Virginia, aka Ginny, aka Just Like You 38. I searched high and low for this girl and I finally found her on Facebook a few years ago, and she is just so cute, extremely simple, but simple is good. She's one of my like old-fashioned girlies, so that's why she's in kind of this old-fashioned dress here. The only thing about her is that she's got one of those flaws where her head isn't on tight enough, and no matter how many times I try and tighten it, she's, you know, her vinyl's poking out a little bit, but I don't care. I still take pictures of her. She's very cute. She is one that a lot of you love, and I do get questions a lot like, where are you going to sell her? Will you ever get rid of her? No, absolutely not. So there are a couple dolls on this list that I've received that question like multiple times. No, I can assure you that no doll in this top 13 will ever leave my collection. And Ginny, she's very important because she beat out the honorable mentions I said, and she came in at lucky number 13, so that's kind of cool. And if you guys did not know, she is technically twins with Lynn Life's number 38 because her 38's name is Georgia and mine is Virginia, so it's really cute and adorable. So she's one of the dolls I think of when I think of my friend when I look at her, is what I'm trying to say. Next is a doll you probably did not expect to see on this list because I do not do a lot with her, but it is my childhood Elizabeth Cole. So she was my favorite, like my favorite of my entire childhood collection. She is definitely, she's been through a lot. I would like to get an upgraded one eventually because if you guys know me, you know that I don't want to send my childhood 10 into the doll hospital, so that is just a personal decision I have made. I think that this shows how much love I had for the dolls being in the condition that they were in, because I can assure you I never did anything terrible to them. They literally were just loved and played with and taken so many places, Elizabeth in particular. So she is currently in Felicity's outfit. I adore her so much. She is, you guys, I knew I needed her on this list. I don't touch her a whole lot because she is, I don't want to say she's fragile, but she's just kind of, she's been through it. Although, I will say, her limbs are still fine. I knew I wanted her on this list, but I didn't put her super high because she's not one that adult Kyla uses, but she is one that childhood Kyla took everywhere with her. In spot 11, just missing the top 10, we've got Roxy. So Roxy was made by Small Friends, and up until a little while ago, she was my only girl with tattoos. She is extremely unique for about 101 different reasons. Yes, she is named after the Bratz doll. I really wanted like a sort of, she's a little bit different looking, even though yes, she's got the red hair and that's really a prominent staple in my collection. She is very different, and I think her uniqueness really just brings something to my collection. She's not my original Rebel, but I think she has, I'm going to say this and I need you all to not be as sad as I am when I actually say this, I think she has replaced Merlot as the queen of the Rebels. She just looks more she looks more tough than Merlot. Merlot's got a cute little face because she's a Jess mold, and Roxy, I think Roxy's lips really, they really solidify her as queen of the little rebels. So I'm sorry Merlot has been dethroned, but I love Roxy. Roxy is really cool. She's really fun to dress, and I haven't taken any pictures of her outside, but she is such a fun doll to have in my collection. I waited so long for a doll with a nose ring, and when I finally found one for a good deal, I snatched her up as quick as I could, and she is just so fun to have in my collection. Coming in at number 10, we have Marjorie. So this is my number 4, and she is probably the newest doll to the collection on this list, if that makes sense. I received her the beginning of the year, I think like late winter, early spring. I don't remember the exact date. I have it written down, but people have, you know, said, I recently got a couple comments and people were like, I thought you said you didn't want number 4. Well, initially when I got back into doll collecting, I was like, oh yeah, I want her. And then I was like, you know what? If she falls in my lap, she does. If not, then it's not meant to be and it's fine. So I wasn't actively looking for her, but one day this one just popped up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a price I'm willing to pay. It's a doll in good condition, yada yada. She came with her Pleasant Company necklace, and she even came in like a Pleasant Company outfit. So I was like, she's perfect. So that is how Marge was born. We love her. She is very squishy. So that's another thing. She's really easy to just hug and love. And I recently took pictures of her, I think last month, in this outfit, and they're over on my Instagram if you want to go see them. She is so cute, and I love her bangs. I am not one who likes dolls with bangs typically, so when there's a doll on this list with bangs, you know she's got to be pretty darn good if I love the bangs. And obviously her unique face mold, I had a custom for. I liked Hayden, but at the end of the day, I kind of realized that I just like the whole look of number 4 as she comes, and I didn't used to, but again, it's like my opinion on Kaya. Like, I didn't used to like Kaya, but as I grow older, my opinions changed. And kind of just like with Elizabeth, with what we just saw, you know? But initially I wasn't sure if I was going to put her on this list, but I was like, she has such an incredible like story of patience and waiting, like a lot of these dolls on this list, that I have to put her on here. And she is one that I've been taking pictures with. So that's Marjorie, and she's number 10. Number 9 is somebody who used to be at the very top, and I don't know how this happened, but I don't want any of you to be mad at me when you see who it is, because I know she is a fan favorite, but times have changed, so have I. Miss Yasmin Weaver. So Yasmin is the first doll I ever purchased by Seb of Seb Repaints, and she has been with me for about 3 years. It's 3 years this month, so she's very important. She was the first named after the Bratz dolls, so she's extra important for that. My mom says that she looks very bougie, and she does. I have a couple ones that look like that, but Yasmin's makeup is one of the most intricately designed face ups I've got, and she's so precious. She is a medium skinned CYO Jess base. Yes, that's what she is, with 62 eyes. So she has kind of like a Kanani body and then Navy's eyes. So I've always loved her. She used to be a huge fan favorite back in the day. She was such a photogenic one. I mean, she still is. I just, obviously there's more dolls, and when you get newer dolls, you kind of want to use them more than your older ones. But again, that shows you how powerful my connection is with certain dolls like Elizabeth and Yasmin, who I've had longer than some of the other newer dolls, because I just have such a strong connection with them. And Yasmin was like she was my first like super big face up, and she also holds the reputation for still being my most expensive doll. I will never tell you how much I paid for her, but I do like to tell you that, because that shows you how bougie she is. In spot 8, we've got another redhead. This is Lolita. This is my 61, and she was named after an actress I like in the Lana Del Rey song, because I say that in every video she's in, because if you didn't know, her name is apparently really controversial, and at the time I did not know that. But anyway, I really wanted her initially, and then I was like, okay, whatever. And her story is basically that I was at the American Girl place with my family, and I had 55. I had a 55. I was in the checkout, and then I told my mom, I said, no, I want 61. So I turned around and I went straight back, because that's where they are in Chicago. And I picked her out instead. And I made an absolute incredible decision. She is so fun to take pictures of. I love this doll so much. She is one that a lot of people have her, and rightfully so. I am obsessed with her wig. I have not done anything to it. Yes, it could be spruced up just a tad, but you have to remember the way I display them, the ones with these curls like this kind of get a little squished, but you know what, when you have 75 of them, you have no choice. But yeah, this is Lita. I knew she was going to be on this list. I knew she'd be somewhere in the middle, but I have such a serious sentimental attachment to this doll because of her purchasing story, and, you know, just I have a lot of fond memories attached to this doll specifically, especially some really cute pictures I've taken. So she's really important to me. She might not be like the most unique looking doll, like a number 4 or something like that, but she is one of my favorites. Number 7 is Ella, and it hurts me to put her this low, but I can definitely see her creeping her way up to the top. So this is my 26. This was my first perma panty. So she shares that title with London, my 31, who was an honorable mention. So Ella is one of those dolls that has the cutesy vibe in my collection. That's why she's wearing this adorable little dress here. When I first got this doll, okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you all. Some of these dolls on this list are dolls I did not like, and then something happened and I fell in love with them. Like number 4, or I think it's coming up in a couple of dolls, or she might be the next one. But anyway, I didn't like her. I don't know why. I have nothing against the Addie mold. I love Addie, so like what the heck's wrong with me? Well, when I finally got her brand new in box for a very good deal, I pulled her out, I saw the bouncy curls, and I just fell in love with her. She is just an absolute delight to have in my collection. She's extremely photogenic, even though I haven't taken like actual photos with her. Headshots and things like that for all my dolls videos are very easy and fun to take with Ella, and I cannot recommend 26 enough. She's one of those dolls that it's like, why did they retire her? Because it makes absolutely no sense. She is so gorgeous and cute and just so fun, and how adorable does she look in this dress? So that is 26 at number 7. At number 6, we have the legend herself, Miss Kaya. So Kaya is the prime example for dolls I did not like growing up, or when I got back into doll collecting, but then the switch went off and I needed and I fell in love with. So Kaya, I love her so much. I want to get a modern Kaya, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. I just fell in love with Kaya and I became instantly obsessed with her. She is my nanny, my grandma's favorite doll. And if you guys don't know, my grandparents are 2 of my biggest supporters when it comes to doll collecting. So when I got Kaya, I was living with them, and I debated leaving Kaya there as a present for my nanny, which I did not. She's not a doll collector, but I thought about it. And I think maybe, don't worry, she doesn't actually watch my videos because she doesn't really know the whole YouTube thing. But anyway, I think maybe I will get her a Kaya of her own someday. I haven't completely thought this out yet, but this doll reminds me of one of my favorite people in the world, and that's really why she's also super important to me. I love Kaya. I love everything about her. She, like, you can probably tell with the the ridiculous smile on my face how much I love her, and we have dubbed her the legend here on the channel because she just looks so sweet and innocent, and I need more Kaya face molds in my life. Also, like, I need to get my sister to redo her braids because I can do one braid, your girl can't do two braids. Ainsley kicks off the top 5, so this is my number 15. I found her last year, I believe it was, and she is one of the greatest things in my entire collection. This doll, I think I thought that I would never own her, even more than thinking I'd never own a number 4 or a number 62. There are not very many of her. Yes, she goes for a lot, but that's because there's not a ton of her. And it's really sad because she is the only classic mold with textured hair. I swear to you, they only make Addie molds with textured hair. Are there Sonali molds with textured? Yeah, because I have some. Yes, okay, I'm dumb. Melody, Cecile, and Simone are looking down on me like you're a moron. Okay, so yeah, but she's the only classic mold with textured hair, and she also does not have a part. That makes her super unique as well. No, she's not the only doll without a part, but she is one of a few, and I like to keep her hair up like this because it just keeps it out of her face. Really cute. Does she have super unique features? Absolutely not. But is she one of those super easy to travel with and take pictures of anywhere dolls? Yes. The straight hair definitely helps. I love Ainsley. I knew her name like a few seconds after I pulled her out of the box. That's really rare for me. That's only happened to me a couple other times. Mercedes is one. I pulled her out of the box and I said, oh, your name is Mercedes. And Ainsley is just, I love her. I can't explain. Now, I will say, because this doll is very difficult to find, if you do ever get your hands on her, please treat her with love and kindness because she deserves all of it. She should never have been retired. I don't know why they did it. She's perfect. She's super unique, super fun, really awesome doll. There's absolutely nothing unique about what's about to happen. If you know me, you probably saw this coming the second this video popped up in your subscription feed. Also, fun fact, when I removed this doll from her spot, the Hoffman twins took a tumble, so they're laying on the floor next to me. But number 4, spot number 4 goes to Marishka. So yes, this is just a regular Joss Kendrick doll, okay? My goal in life is to actually get one with a face up so it looks more like Marishka Hargitay, but I don't know if I actually want to do that because this particular Joss doll was purchased for me by my mom and dad in 2020. It was the year I got back into collecting, and this was the first doll they had purchased for me in over a decade, and it was my birthday present. And Joss is also, okay, so if we're talking just Joss Kendrick, super unique face mold. I love that. She is one of my favorite face molds to own. At the time, I only have one custom Joss mold, which is kind of sad because I sold the other ones. But then you've got the Hoffman twins, who I love. And then also her hearing aid. If you did not know, Joss is hearing impaired, and you probably do know your girl is visually impaired. So when I found out they were bringing awareness to a disability, any type of disability, I was ecstatic. I don't surf, but I was a cheerleader. And then the fact that she looks like my favorite actress on this earth, it all fell into place when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change her name because she was Joss, and then she was something else. And then I was like, no, she looks way too similar to Marishka because I wanted to get a doll and have her be mini Marishka Hargitay. Well, the best option was a Joss Kendrick, and I was like, okay, fine. So I put her in this outfit, and she's my little movie, TV show buddy. I take her on road trips. I do a lot with her. She never gets changed, but you know what? Because she's Olivia Benson all the time. But she, like, the fact that she came from my parents and she's the girl of the year that I really started getting back into collecting, she's really, really important to me for 1,000,001 reasons. And I couldn't put her any higher because my top 3 was a no-brainer, but I knew she was most likely going to be number 4. Number 3, if you know me, you knew it was coming. Sienna, 83, my favorite Truly Me of all time. The hair. She has my skin tone, okay? I love the Blair skin tone. Why, you ask? Because it's as pale as me. I look like a frickin' Cullen from Twilight. I I was very glad when I saw they had a skin tone for me, especially for the Create Your Owns, like if I ever wanted to make a mini-me in the Create Your Own line, because the original light skin was too tan for me. So I love this skin tone. I love this doll. Sienna, you guys, Sienna is just extra special because she was actually my very first Truly Me. If you did not know, I bought her on her release day and she was my very first Truly Me. And I think because of that reason and her unique wig and just all of the memories I have with her from 2020 to now, there's a lot. Now, Sienna is not a good travel companion because of her hair, very difficult to maintain. She is extremely photogenic, so much fun to do videos with. She's really, really great to take pictures of, but I don't really, I have a ton of pictures of her already, so that's why you probably haven't seen her as much, but I can assure you my love for the best Truly Me ever has not gone down. Even with all the new Truly Me's that came after her, even the ones I bought after her that were older, you know, and the more like sought after ones, nobody has compared to this doll. I just want you to know that the shelf directly behind me had 3 dolls on it that made this list, so it's a pretty powerful shelf. Number 2 and 1 should be pretty self-explanatory. Number 2, Opal. Opal, I rave about constantly. She was made by Pixie Meadow Dolls over on Instagram. I love her. I have nothing else to say other than I love her. Super easy to take anywhere. Hopefully she can come to Hawaii with us this year. I am praying because I want pictures of Opal on the beach. Like, she is the perfect doll for me. She's just absolutely everything. I've always wanted a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jess mold. I had one in Chloe. Chloe's cute, but Opal, I think it's really the face up and the Isabel wig that really just does it for me. I love this wig. I would like to have a third one if I possibly could, but I think the most pictures on my Instagram are probably of Sienna, Opal, and Leah. So she is just iconic. Look at the outfit, okay? The shoes, the outfit. This is Opal, this is my vibe, this is Opal's vibe. We are one and the same. This doll would be number 1. However, when you see who number 1 is, you'll understand. If something really drastic happened and I had to pick out of all 75 American Girls who I was going to keep, there's only one option. It is a no-brainer. I don't even have to hesitate when I look at the collection and I think, who would I save? It is 35th anniversary Kirsten Larson. So I have 2 Kirstens, okay? With my vision, I can't see if you guys can see the other one behind me, but I think you probably can. Yeah, she's like right there. That's childhood Kirsten, okay? Childhood Kirsten was owned by 4-year-old Kyla. So as you can imagine, the girl went through a lot, especially being my first big girl doll with long hair. This one, however, is my collector's Kirsten. Her little doll here, however, is from that Kirsten's nighttime accessories and her bed. So I gave it to this one because it just looks cute and it like goes with her little bag and stuff. But this and another doll are my collector's dolls. This one and birthday kit I don't do anything with. I do take photos of them, and for her, I would like to get more Kirsten clothes, but they're a little bit hard to find for a decent price. But this doll basically encompasses everything I love about American Girl. Like, my sentimental attachment to Kirsten is kind of ridiculous because I remember reading her books. I remember going to the American Girl place for the first time. It was my first time in Chicago, and I remember coming up the steps from the train. I remember going and looking. I remember opening her on the train, and I just remember so much. My memory is ridiculously good when it comes to stuff I care about, and I remember that still very vividly to this day. And I remember playing with Kirsten as a child, and so it kind of broke my heart when I got back into collecting and I saw she was retired, and then I saw the condition mine was in. But then I got an idea. Oh, I could just get another one. Well, American Girl did not let me down, and I got her, and she is everything that childhood Kyla loved. So she's always going to be number 1. Now, I don't think if they came out with an anniversary edition of Elizabeth, I don't think she would top Kirsten just because I have more sentimental attachment, but she might take Opal's place. I don't know. But this doll, This doll is my everything, and out of not only my American Girl collection, but the entire doll collection, she is my favorite, and I will cherish her forever and ever. There you have it, my friends. Those are my top 13 dolls in my American Girl collection as of August 2023. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember, this was just my opinion on my own collection, so you should not get offended by this. I'm sorry if that seems harsh, but believe it or not, some people get offended by the way other people's dolls look, and it's kind of concerning. But anyway, keep the comments positive, polite, and fun. Let me know who your favorite out of my top 13 is, or if you have a favorite in my collection and she didn't make the top 13, let me know who it is and why you think she should have been in the top 13. If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.